What's up, y'all? Goofy Rexy here, your cheap to play mid-game player. Just coming to you today with a video. Today's video is going to be on the Avengers Rework. A lot of stuff got dropped today, but I wanted to just give my 2 cents on the Avengers Rework. I took a look at the whole entire thing, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's gonna mean some significant changes, and it gives them or kind of a team that you can actually really use in different areas of the game. Primarily, obviously, gonna be in a few key areas in the game, but I just wanted to go through that and give my 2 cents. Obviously, guys, first make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button, support the channel, please, if you haven't done so already. Also, make sure that you're leaving a like and a comment. Really does help, to support me, support the channel too as well. Thank you guys so much. Also, make sure that you guys catch me during the week. I stream on Twitch Tuesday through Friday, 9 and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays and Fridays. So make sure that you guys catch me there too as well. All right, guys, let's dive right into the kits and just talk a little bit about it. So the first up right now is going to be Captain America's kit. So we're not going to talk about kind of like the old stuff, only the new stuff as it relates to the old stuff. So I'm not going to go over the full old stuff, just the new stuff as it relates to the old stuff. All right. So first and foremost, so Captain America, we're looking at his basic right here. So the update are in bold. So it talks about being able to chain to 1 to 2 adjacent targets for 170% damage. So prior to that, before, it was a 30% chance to chain up to 2 adjacent targets for 170% damage. Reason why this is big is because now instead of 30%, you're now getting the guarantee of 100% chance it's going to chain up to 1 to 2 adjacent targets for 170% damage. Now, Captain America is not a damage dealer. That's not really kind of his thing, his forte, but I do like the fact that he does get that 100% guaranteed that he's at least going to chain up to 1 to 2 adjacent targets for that additional 170% damage. I do really like that. Moving forward with his ultimate, right? So previously, before, his energy cost was 5 out of 5. Now you're looking at his energy cost being 3 out of 3. So obviously that means that he's going to be able to do this attack quicker, and also he starts off the match with being able to do his ultimate as usual too as well, but now it takes less energy for him to do it, so he's going to be able to do this attack a lot quicker, right? That's a good thing. Additionally, the update says that it's going to chain to 2 to 3 additional targets for 230% damage. Once again, I like that he always had the guarantee of chaining here up to 1 to 2 additional targets, but now we're giving him an additional chance to be able to chain up to 2 to 3 additional targets for 230% damage, and of course he keeps the opportunity to be able to clear those negative effects. Also, in addition, now, if this character has 1 or more Wave 1 Avenger allies, then he gains a 60% speed bar. Now, why is this significant? Captain America is a relatively fast tank in this game anyway, so being able to now have him go quicker and faster, meaning that he's going to be able to do his special attack, which applies taunt, and then which gives him taunt and then also applies defense up to adjacent allies, is actually pretty significant, big deal. To be able to have him do that at a quicker rate, much rapid rate, I think that's a pretty big deal. Or to even use this ultimate to clear positive effects, I think it's once again a pretty big deal. So I actually do really like this increase and upgrade in his kit. I think it actually bodes really well. Now with his passive, he now gains 20% block amount and then also 20% block chance per Avenger ally. Now I want to point out, per Avenger ally, it's not per, as we can see here, Wave 1 Avenger ally. It says per Avenger ally, so this means that it doesn't matter if it's a Wave 1 Avenger ally or not. It's just an Avenger ally, which I think is actually significant. We'll talk a little bit more about why that is so significant moving forward. But per 20% block chance per Avenger ally, this kind of reminds me of Sif, right, who gets that like 10%, or is it 10 or 15% block chance per Asgardian ally, and then she also gets the 10% block amount too as well. With now Captain America being a character that is going to be able to taunt quicker, taunt faster because of that speed bar, as well as being able, who gets that speed bar right off the bat if you use his ultimate. Against that speed bar, he's going to be able to taunt more because he has an additional speed bar. Then you're now talking about, okay, well, damn, he's also now going to have this increased block amount. He's going to be very, very hard to get through with the increased block chance and the increased, block amount that he has. I think, once again, that's very significant for this kit. I think it makes him a sneaky, really, really good tank now when it comes to him being on a Wave 1 or an Avenger team, period. Now, on death of a Wave 1 Avenger, heal all allies for 10% of this character's max health. Once again, I like the fact that he does the additional heals. His max health is not really high in general, doesn't have a high stat max health, but either way, still being able to heal the characters for 10% of his health, I think is once again good. Doesn't matter, you get him higher, the health is better, then he does more heals, right? Great. Then additionally, gain 20% max health. Wave 1 Avenger allies also gain 20% max health. Previously, before that, he didn't give any Avenger allies any sort of increased health, and of course now he gets 20% increased health. Once again, good. And then obviously this right here in War, he has the biggest upgrade, so we're talking a little bit more about him. But in War, gain 20% max health. Wave 1 Avenger allies gain 20% max health too as well. In War, once again, very, 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 very big. Means that they're going to be good in War also. Now let's jump to Black Widow really quick. So first and foremost, she gets a health increase, stat increase. She also gets damage increase, stat increase. 18% focus. She applies bleeds, she applies stuns. Good to have a higher focus to be able to land those. And then higher resistance. Great. I think that's fantastic. This additional thing here, also Black Widow now clears a positive effect on her target when she assists in counterattacks. Once again, I think that's a pretty big thing to mention, and that's a pretty big deal because of what we're gonna see here in her kit moving forward. For her ultimate, this is a first ability that got an upgrade. If Hawkeye is an ally, she always chains to 3 targets. Prior to this, there was a 60% chance to chain up to 3 adjacent targets for 220% damage, plus apply bleed for 2 turns. And now she is going to guarantee that when Hawkeye is an ally, she's going to chain to those 3 targets. And then guess what? She's going to apply that bleed for 2 turns. Bleeds are so big in this game, they cut enemies' health. It's really, really big. So I do like the fact that she does have this sort of synergy with Hawkeye, or that Hawkeye kind of gives her that additional ability to be able to chain the 3 targets. Now with her passive, this is really where you kind of start to see the Black Widow and the Hawkeye synergy. She applies Death Proof to an allied Hawkeye. Hawkeye is a little squishy, right? So it's good to be able to apply Death Proof to Hawkeye. You don't want to keep him alive so that he can do some pretty good other things within his kit. So I think that's good. She also gains assists now on allied Hawkeye's turn. So once again, we're starting to see that synergy with Hawkeye again, where she's now going to be assisting on Hawkeye's turn. I think that's pretty good, especially now that we're going to talk about Hawkeye's kit. So first and foremost with Hawkeye, 15% health increase. Good. His health pool is low anyway, so that's good. 25% focus. Huge. 25% increase in focus, I think, is really, 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 really big. And then the speed increase from 116 to 131 was relatively quick anyways. Went pretty quick. I think that's big. Focus, obviously, I think is big because he does apply debuff, so that's the reason why I said that too. Now, with his basic attack, the improvements are that he gains 20% quick chance. It was previously 15, and then he gains 30% crit damage. Previously it wasn't there. So he now gains 30% crit damage. Good. With his special, he attacks primary and adjacent targets for 150% damage. Prior to this, it was only the primary target. Now he's going to attack primary and adjacent targets and give them 150% damage. But the biggest one is that he's going to reduce the speed bar by 20% to those adjacent targets as well. So not just the primary target, but then also the adjacent targets. Love this. On his ultimate, he attacks all enemies 490% damage, plus he applies slow. Slow is such a big deal, especially in War offense or even War defense. Slow is such a big deal. I think that that's big. You team that up with a lot of the other things, Captain America being able to taunt again, having that increase block them out. Slow is such a big debuff in this game. I absolutely love it, and I think it's big that he is going to be able to apply slow as well. And then also, of course, remember that he also has the opportunity to apply blind, or 50% chance to apply blind to all the remaining targets too as well. And with this increased focus, there's a possibility that he could land that. So I think that that's sneaky again, pretty big upgrade on his kit. And then of course here, with his passive on turn, attack the most injured enemy with stealth for 200% damage plus clear, plus clear stealth. Now before this, remember, in the old one, it was 50% chance to attack an enemy with stealth for 200% damage. Now, he is guaranteeing that he, on this turn, he's going to attack the most injured enemy with stealth for 200% damage. That is massive. Low-key, it don't matter no more if you stealthing or not. It doesn't matter. Well, obviously, you may not want to use this team against the Asgardians. We don't know. It's an opportunity to chance. We'll see. But, being able to clear stealth, is pretty big. This could be big against Mystique. It could be big against a few of the targets. Spider-Man Miles, it could be big against good targets, and he's always going to do it. So that I think is good. He's going to always clear stealth. And then also here again, now he gains assists now on Black Widow's turn too. So every time that Black Widow goes, he's gonna go and give an assist, and every single time when Hawkeye goes, he's gonna get an assist from her. And remember that with her attack, that she with that attack, that she also clears a positive effect on her target. So that is big. I think that synergy is so big with those two characters. It's really fantastic, and I absolutely love that they have that synergy together. They're gonna be pretty much Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye are going to be so big on this team. I absolutely love what they've done with the character kits. And then with Hulk, he gains, on this special, he gains 3 counter, which low-key pretty big because, Hulk can hit hard sometimes, so him being able to gain 3 counter, I think is a pretty big deal. Also as well, the ability, he gains 15%. So remember, previously before, the counter was just 1 counter. Now he gains 3 counters. And then previously before, it was 15% max health that he heals himself for. Now he gets 20% max health, which obviously increasing health on Hulk is big. He does have a very high health bar, so increasing health is pretty big. So I do like that. Not a major rework on him, but I do like that he does get a little bit of an increased health. This one here, when an enemy attacks a wave 1 Avenger, fill his speed bar by 15%. Once again, didn't have that in his kit before. So now when an enemy attacks an Avenger, he also gets an increased speed bar. He's slow. If you have an opportunity for that big Haas to go and do some attacks, pretty big deal, in my opinion. Like I said, with all the other things that they have going on, I think that's a big, increase. This team is going to be dangerous to fight against, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a dangerous team. And then, of course, while taunting, he gains 250% extra resistance. Wow. That, like I said, I mean, you're not gonna be able to land debuffs on him, as easy as it was before. So I think, once again, pretty sneaky big thing that you're gonna be able to do, that he does have that increase with his passive. Now these next 2 characters are kind of, for me, yeah, maybe, I like it. I actually do like it though. I'm not gonna lie. Now that I think about it, I do like it for earlier game players, or even like maybe close to mid-game players, maybe players who haven't had an opportunity to get some full-on teams. I think being able to use these 2 characters is pretty good. So let's talk about Iron Man. Iron Man special. Now, instead of the 250% damage that he gets with Captain America as an ally, he's now going to get that up to 300% damage instead. Increased damage is always good. 50% is a significant, is decent, significant, amount of increased damage. This one, I think, is where, with this passive, I think is where things get a little bit better. Gain 5% damage for each power armor. Now you're adding per wave 1 Avenger ally. So now he has that synergy with the wave 1 Avenger team. Wave 1 Avenger ally tag. I think that that's once again another big deal, to mention. With Thor's passive, with Thor, we're looking at Thor's ability. He now gets pretty much all the same kind of things with his passive that he does with the Asgardian team. So now he gains before he would gain 10% damage for each Asgardian ally. Now it's per each Wave 1 Avenger ally. Previously before, he would gain 5% max health per non-minion Asgardian or Wave 1 Avenger ally. So now it's per Wave 1 Avenger ally, and then this is a big one. When an enemy attacks an Asgardian or Wave 1 Avenger ally, fill speed bar, and then he gets that charge, baby. So he gets that charge all the way up to a maximum of 5, and of course, as we all know, once it gets up to 5, then he attacks all enemies for 260% damage, which packs a massive wallop. So I do like that they have added that sort of synergy with him. Now, like I said, Iron Man and Asgard and Thor, they do have their own respective teams. So this is not necessarily the most ideal kind of team, I guess, to use them. But what I will say is that for people who are in the early part of the game that don't have access to a full-on Asgardian team, that don't have access to a full-on power armor team that Iron Man is on, then you do have the option of now slating Iron Man or Thor, who I think Thor you kind of get earlier game, Captain America you kind of get earlier game now. So I do think that there is some pretty good things that you can get from a Wave 1 Avenger team. It might be a pretty good starter team for you now. Black Widow's kind of hard to get, but if you can get lucky and get her, then of course she has that synergy with Hawkeye. So overall, guys, I think this team is a really good team. I do like, kind of the additional things that they do, the additional reworks with, characters like Iron Man and Thor, even though they might not be on the team. But even apart from that, I think with Captain America being able to work with any Avenger ally and getting that increased, like I said, that block chance per Avenger ally, I think about characters like Vision, right, who don't have a home right now. Ironheart's on the power armor team. I think about characters maybe like Black Panther, who is no longer on the Hero Brawlers team. And people don't really use him on the Wakandan team. Maybe even Ant-Man. Ant-Man might have some viability now with the heal blocks, and not the heal blocks, but the ability blocks and the slows. Vision with the ability block as well as being able to clear debuffs. I think that there are some other characters that you can slating in that 5th slot if you don't have Iron Man. Maybe even Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel she has the military, right? She has the military. If you don't want to use her with the Young Avengers team, you can use her with this Avengers team. She does also have some synergy with Captain America, being that they have the military tag. So that's also one thing too to consider and to think about also. So listen, this is just my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts? What are you guys thinking here, in regards to this new rework? Do you like it? Do you don't like it? Let me know. But I appreciate you guys. Again, thank you so much. Have a good one, guys. Be safe. Be blessed. Take it easy.